How I got started in web development. I got started in web development actually when I started applying for college. And what I was doing was I used to be a computer technician. I used to repair computers, old computers, Dell computers, anything I could sort of get my hands on. It was sort of from my background. But from that, what I realized was that computers were getting smaller. Computers were going to laptops and now cell phones, and it was going to be harder and harder to repair them, or in fact easier to. So when I looked at code and I first saw HTML and I looked at a source code for the first time, it looked like hieroglyphics to me. It was something that I couldn't really understand, but I knew that one day I would. I mean, now that I see it, it's almost like breathing air when you look at source code or C or cascading style sheets or just all the other languages that I've had to learn. So how I got into web development really was one project at a time. I didn't have any courses at the time. Now there are great courses like Codecademy or Treehouse, or there's other learning sites where people can teach you how to code online for free. But when I first got started, what I did was I would take on a project at a time from people, and I would learn in the field. So I might take on a project for a small amount of money, and then I would learn how to code it using tutorials or using, at the time there was no Stack Overflow, I don't think just yet, but Stack Overflow is a great resource for people who want to learn how to code while they're on the job or while they're just doing projects. So what I would do was I would basically learn how to do each of these steps and build projects for people. And as I continued to build on projects, I started getting a pretty good idea of how to do front-end development, which is HTML, C, cascading style sheets, and JavaScript, jQuery, later on Angular, some back-end stuff with MySQL, and a few other things. But basically, my one tip for you would be do projects and start doing work. I know that you may not know a lot about work. Maybe you can get an internship somewhere where you can do work and feel that stress-free notion of being able to do work without worrying about being paid or it not being good enough. But basically, be honest with people, be upfront, tell them, hey, this is my first time trying this out. I am interested in it. Would you be interested in letting me work for you on this project? And depending on what kind of project it is, they might let you do it. I would just definitely start small. And so that's basically how I got started in web development. What I started to do to grow that was, on the side from doing projects, I would do my own personal spec work or spec projects, things that I had a personal interest in, that required more skills, things that I didn't know about. And from there, I would learn and build. That's how I was able to learn front-end development, back-end development, without really having to go through certification or go through that many classes. Life will teach you. Dealing with clients will teach you. There's always going to be a curveball where someone just throws you something that you've never dealt with before, and maybe you don't know anyone else who knows how to deal with it, but you have the internet now, and it's a great resource, and you can learn it, and it just increases your value. So the time trade is this. When you don't have a lot of skill, but you have a lot of time, you can trade your time to get skill. Sometimes you get money, like in a paid internship. It depends on how you want to work it. But basically, what you want to do is you want to study as much as you can, but the best studying you can get is experience. And just like how a lot of the job descriptions say that people, they're willing to accept a degree or 2 or 4 years or equivalent experience, that experience is the thing that separates you from the other person. Thank you for watching.